Hi, I'm RJ Baxter with realestatetalkdenver.com, and I'm here with Linda Pissare from Urban Companies Real Estate in Lakewood. And I asked Linda to be on the podcast today because Linda and I work with a program together called Homes for Heroes, which is a way that we give back to the community by providing rebates to heroes in our community. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a little bit, about what Homes for Heroes is, some of our experiences working with heroes through the years together. But first, I wanted to introduce Linda and learn a little bit more about her. So how long have you been in the real estate industry, Linda?
I actually got my real estate license in 2007 and started as an assistant and did that for a few years and then decided to become a full-time agent.
Oh, okay. So quite a while.
Several years,
11
yes.
years?
Yeah.
Wow. So you have an interesting background from before you became a real estate broker. So what did you do before this?
Basically, I was a certified general appraiser, and I have about 25 plus years in the appraisal industry, and that was a really good fit to move over into the real estate broker field because
I'm sure.
I'm very comfortable with the value.
Yeah.
So, and then I also do property tax hearings that help the county set values for properties.
Oh, no kidding.
So right.
So is it Jefferson County or?
Yes, I do Jefferson County, but I also do a couple other counties just to help out. It's more of a public service type thing.
Okay.
But they count on me to help them set values for certain properties.
Okay. So why did you decide to branch into becoming a real estate broker from that background?
Because I was so comfortable with the value, and I saw that that's one of the hardest things for real estate agents is to come up with a value for a property. Mm-hmm. That is not easy to do because the appraisal background has extensive training to teach you how to do that. So I thought that would be a really good niche for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So are you you've been doing that in Colorado all these years? Are you from Colorado originally?
No, I'm originally from Chicago, but I moved to Colorado in 1978. So I've been here many years.
Different place back in 78, I'm sure.
Yes.
Seen a lot of growth over the years.
Yes.
Well, it's been great to work with you, working with buyers and sellers because you are so accurate on those values. It's very, very helpful to have someone that knows how to value a house like that.
And I really enjoy that aspect of it.
Yeah, it's fascinating, really. So, well, that's great. Well, thank you for sharing a little bit about yourself. And then Urban Companies, you guys are in Lakewood, right?
Right, we're in Lakewood off of First and Union. And Urban Companies has been in existence for over 30 years.
30 years?
Yes.
Wow, that's a long time.
And it's a family-owned business.
Okay. So, do you work all over the metro area, or where are your areas?
I do work Denver Metro, but I really focus on the west side because I have lived in Golden for over 25 years. So I'm very familiar with Golden, Lakewood, the western communities, Arvada, Wheat Ridge. So I will go all over Denver Metro, but my love is the west side. I've always loved the west side of town. More open space, less congested, and just feel very comfortable there.
Well, to have someone that knows that area so well, I've seen it's been an advantage for the folks that we've worked with together. Because you know the market so well, you've lived here for a long time, plus your background being able to value a house so accurately.
Right.
Has been great. So one of the areas that you work with that's been very rewarding for both of us over the years is this Homes for Heroes program that I talked about before. So tell us a little bit more about Homes for Heroes. What is Homes for Heroes?
The program basically was created because of the 9/11 incidences in 2001, and they wanted to give back to the heroes that helped so many people in that tragic incident. And so they created it based on that, and they said, we want to give back to police, fire, and military, because that was most of the people that were in there trying to help. And so it started with that, and up to today, I think the last figure I saw was we have given over $36 million to heroes. Wow.
And that's in the form of rebates,
That's in the form of rebates to both sellers, buyers, and also refinancing.
Okay. So what categories now? Is it just fire, police, and military?
No, they expanded it, but it was originally just the military, police, and fire, and then they expanded it to teachers and also healthcare workers such as nurses, EMS, that kind of.
Okay. Yeah, those categories.
Right.
So, okay. So I think people listening are probably wondering now, if they're a hero especially, they're probably wondering, well, how much is this rebate, or how much could I save if I would use a Homes for Heroes real estate agent or a mortgage professional?
Right. On the mortgage side, there's a separate rebate for that. And then from the real estate agent standpoint, basically we're looking at 0.07% of the sale price of the property. The average savings for a hero is about $2,500.
Wow.
And it's been great because a lot of my heroes will use that to maybe buy furniture, or they need appliances, or to even just help them close on the home that they may not have been able to otherwise.
Well, it's made a significant difference for the heroes that we've helped together.
Yes.
That's for sure, because
Yes.
that's a lot of money. And sometimes it makes the difference between being able to afford to move or not.
Exactly.
So-
Some wouldn't be able to do it without this.
Yeah.
Because we can also combine other programs with it, such as a Chafa grant for
Okay.
first-time home buyers. And so it's a great program that serves. I'm just going to stop there.
Okay. And then start back up?
No,
Oh,
you,
just
you
stop.
go ahead.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So if you mentioned Chafa, and I'm in the finance side of things, and just to explain what that is to anyone that might be listening that might be curious about that, Chafa is it stands for Colorado Housing Finance Authority, and it's a state program that helps people with down payment essentially.
Right.
So if someone doesn't have a down payment, they have two forms. They have a grant, which is basically they give you money for a down payment, or they have what's called a silent second, which is also money that they give to you, but it's actually a lien on your house that has to be repaid. And I call it a silent second because a silent second doesn't have a payment and there's no interest, but it does have to be paid back eventually. So these are two ways that we can help people that maybe don't have a down payment to even get into a house and get their foot in the door.
Yes. And they're so appreciative. Our clients are so appreciative of this.
Yeah. So share with us a success story or two about some heroes that you've helped.
I can tell you one hero that basically got into a house for $1,000. And it was
Wow.
based on several different factors, but it also incorporated the Chafa grant, and it incorporated other things. She would not have been able to buy this home unless we got to that point. So everybody thinks you have to have 5, 10, 20% down for a down payment. That's not the case.
Definitely
and through
not
the
true.
Homes for Heroes program, that really helps a lot of our clients be able to actually purchase a home.
Yeah. What was the look on her face when she signed the paperwork to close?
She almost started crying.
Yeah, we get that a lot.
And she said, I wouldn't have been able to do this without all of your help.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to see people buy that first home or buy a home and they didn't think they maybe could.
Right, especially with Denver and the values that are really increasing rapidly.
Well, and we've talked about this on other episodes actually of the podcast about how home prices are going up so fast and people are scared a little bit. Some people are scared to maybe take that leap and buy a house right now. So what are your thoughts on that? Is it the right time, or is it, should they keep renting? What are your thoughts?
Well, if you listen to the economists and the experts, they're saying that the projections are still continue to be increased. Maybe not to the level that we have had in the past. We have had basically double-digit appreciation for the last 5 or 6 years, which is incredible. When you see that an average appreciation is more like 3 to 5%, we're anywhere from 9 to 11%. And so the problem with waiting is you end up paying more in the long run.
Well, and we see rents continue to go up.
The rents
So-
are just astronomical right now, and many of our clients have been able to purchase, and their mortgage payment, without even considering the income tax write-offs, is lower than what they were paying in rent.
Well, and the thing about a mortgage payment too is that it stays the same.
Yes.
And rent typically tends to increase over the years, so it can be frustrating if you rent and your landlord keeps increasing the rent.
Right.
Excuse me. And what we've seen, or one thing to realize about a mortgage payment too, is part of that goes into the equity of the house. So
I was just going to say, you're building equity immediately as soon as you move into that house, where rent, you're kind of throwing your money away.
it's like a forced savings account. When you
Right.
when you make a mortgage payment, a little bit of that payment goes towards the reducing the amount that you owe on the loan every month. So it's, there is that benefit there. It's not just going into the landlord's pocket.
Right.
So,
Right.
I agree. I'm an advocate of buying a home. I think there's that pride of ownership thing too. It's fun to be able to, if you want to paint the wall purple, you paint it purple, or whatever you want to do.
Exactly.
If you want to plant a bush in the front yard, you plant a bush.
Right.
Right. To be able to have your friends and family over for a barbecue in the backyard, and it's your house. It's just that pride of ownership. And the thing about it too that I feel about buying a home is that it's if you don't plan to move, if you have a stable job that you like in town and you don't plan to necessarily move, it's your house. So if home values level out or go down a little bit, I don't think they're going to go down drastically if they do at all. If you're not planning on moving, there's not a risk there because you're going to be in that house long term, and real estate does go up over time. And the thing with Denver is, and I think you've probably seen this, is that people just keep moving here.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Yes.
I've been trying to tell everyone I know that Colorado's terrible and they shouldn't come here.
Exactly.
But it isn't working. No one's
Right,
listening to me.
right.
So it's supply and demand.
Yes.
And if people keep moving here, there's going to just be a increased demand for housing, whether the economy turns around and gets worse or not. So, I'm in agreement. I think that if anything, we're going to level out, but I think it's probably going to keep trending up.
That's what the experts are saying.
Yeah. So interesting. Well, I appreciate you sharing about the Homes for Heroes program, because it is a perception with a lot of people that we talk to that they need 20% down or
Right.
they need a lot of money to buy a house. But really, we can help people get their foot in the door through the Homes for Heroes program, through programs like Chafa to help with that down payment. We have a teacher that we helped recently who bought a house 3 years ago, I want to say. And it was just a small little starter house, and it was wonderful, and she loved it. But she saw some of that increase in value, and she was able to sell the house for a nice profit and use that money to have a nice down payment on a new house that she just moved into. So that was a fun success story for a teacher that's able to get into a house that she probably 3 years ago never thought she would be able to afford or live in.
Exactly.
So these kinds of things happen when we help people with this program. So, well, great. Well, thank you for being on today. It's
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I love talking about this topic. It's something that Linda and I are passionate about.
Right.
And we'd love to talk to you about it if you're listening and you're a teacher, firefighter, police officer, veteran, first responder, nurse, and you're curious about the program. Just give us a call. You can talk to either Linda or myself, and we'd be happy to fill you in a little bit more about the program. So we have a few fun questions we like to wrap up every episode with. So I'd like to just ask you these questions. So the first one is, what's your favorite place to go in Colorado?
Oh, our favorite place is Steamboat Springs.
Yeah, Steamboat's wonderful.
Yes.
What do you
And
like
we
to
usually go in the spring or the fall because we're not skiers anymore.
Okay.
But we love to go off season, do some hiking. It's just a great small town with hometown values.
Yeah, we love Steamboat too. It's awesome. We like to go in the summer sometimes because we love floating down the Yampa.
Oh, yes.
On the tubes?
On the tubes,
Yep.
yeah. Those are great.
We had
We've
the dog.
done that too.
Yeah, it's a good
We
time.
actually had our family reunion. So my family, which is spread out over the United States, they came here, and that's the location I chose, was Steamboat Springs, and everybody just loved it.
Oh, that must have been great.
Yeah.
That's a great place to do that kind of
So.
thing. Awesome. Well, my next question is, what's your favorite book, or what book would you recommend to our audience?
Actually, I would say, since I just got back from this fabulous trip to Italy, I read Under the Tuscan Sun. And I would recommend that if you go to Italy. It's a great book. It's just fun. Kind of prepared us, since we have never been to Italy before.
Is it a story about someone, like a?
Yes, it's a story. It's a story based on a true incident.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. And then my final question is probably the most fun one, I think, is if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Oh boy, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I would say, I'm not sure how to define it, other than I would definitely maybe some kind of soothing or healing powers for children. I did a volunteer program recently where we delivered food to children in an elementary school that were either on a free or reduced program, and it was right here in Golden. And so we delivered food to the classrooms on Fridays so that they would have enough to eat over the weekend. And that was very humbling for me, to be able to help those kids that literally don't have enough to eat. So something, I don't know how to, to put a term to that, but something to help children in need would be my passion.
Yeah, and that's such a wonderful program. I mean, there's a lot of need right here in Colorado.
Yes,
that sometimes
more than anybody ever thinks.
Yeah, totally. Well, it's nice that you're so involved with that kind of thing. And then you've done Toys for Tots over the years.
Toys
as
for
well.
Tots is another one which I just absolutely love, because when you see those kids' faces when they open a present that they would normally not even have for Christmas. Can you imagine, as a child, not even getting a present for Christmas?
No.
And so they collect thousands and thousands, and that's through the Marine Corps. So again, that ties into the Homes for Heroes.
Oh yeah, great. Well, thanks for sharing about those things. Those are great programs.
Sure.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate all you guys listening to the podcast today and watching the video blog. And once again, my name is RJ Baxter with Real Estate Talk Denver. I'm here with Linda Pissare from Urban Companies Real Estate, and you guys have a great rest of your day.